Welcome to the deep dive, where we really try to get under the hood of complex topics.
Give you the real story.
Exactly. And today we're tackling something, well, visually iconic in golf,
Oh,
that finish.
oh yeah. The perfectly extended arms after impact. You see the pros look so smooth, so powerful.
Yeah. Club pointing right down the line. And then, you see your own video. Maybe not so much.
Huh. Yeah, maybe more of a quick fold. Bit of a chicken wing sometimes.
Or just sort of crumpled. It's definitely one of those looks everyone chases. But what if chasing the look is the problem?
That's precisely it. It's this visual cue, right? And it tricks almost everyone. You see it, you freeze it, and you think, okay, I just got to straighten my arms harder.
Yeah, push him out there.
But trying to force that, just pushing the arms straight after impact, it actually stops the real motion completely.
So you're mimicking the result, but you don't have the cause right.
Exactly. You're painting the last brushstroke without understanding anything that came before it. The dynamics are just wrong.
Okay, so that's the big misconception. What's our mission then in this deep dive? What are we going to uncover here?
Right. Our mission is to show you what really makes that extension happen.
Okay.
We're going to dig into the fact that it's not really an arm thing at all. It's the result of your body moving in a very specific sequence.
A result, not a push. I like that.
Yeah. We'll look at the data, what 3D shows us. We'll define what a good impact position actually looks like biomechanically, and hopefully give you the real shortcut to understanding it, because it can feel a bit counterintuitive.
Definitely feels counterintuitive if you think you need to push. So, how does the data back this result, not a push, idea up?
Well, that's where 3D motion capture is just, incredibly revealing. You look at pros, and yeah, their swings might look different on the surface. Smooth, aggressive, whatever.
Sure, different styles.
But the underlying body movements, things that create the power and consistency, they are remarkably similar among the best players.
Yeah.
And proper extension is always the outcome of that correct sequence of those core body moves. It's not some separate arm action they tack on at the end.
So consistency in the key moves, like
Yeah,
hip rotation, things like that.
exactly. Hip rotation, pelvic movement, torso rotation. There are only so many efficient ways to do those things. If you want power and speed, the extension just happens because of them.
Okay, so if it's all about the sequence, let's zoom in. Where does that sequence need to end up? What's this ideal impact position we should be aiming for?
Yeah, impact, it's foundational, obviously, but often misunderstood. So picture this. Draw a vertical line straight up from your lead foot.
Okay, got it.
At impact, your hips need to have slid forward, so they're basically on that line.
Forward, okay.
And at the same time, your trail leg, think about the knee. It's moving towards the ball, maybe coming in at roughly a 45-degree angle relative to the target line.
Trail knee towards the ball, not staying back.
Crucial. And your pelvis itself. It should be open, rotated maybe 45 degrees towards the target. But here's the key part. Your shoulders are still relatively square to the target line.
Ah, it's a separation there. Hips open, shoulders square-ish.
Exactly. That separation, plus the hip slide, creates that natural shaft lean you need for compression.
And you mentioned the belt buckle before. How does that fit in?
Yeah, great checkpoint. At impact, your belt buckle should ideally be pointing out over your lead toe. So again, about 45 degrees open.
Okay.
And it needs to be tilted slightly upward. This isn't just rotation, it's also a little bit of upward tilt. We call it pelvic tuck.
Pelvic tuck. Okay, why is that upward tilt so important?
Because that is what allows your upper body, your torso, to keep rotating through effectively. If your pelvis stays level or pointed down, you basically put the brakes on your upper body rotation. You stall.
Gotcha. Creates a block.
Exactly. Limits everything.
Okay, so pelvis tucked and open, shoulders square. What about the trail side? You said the knee moves towards the ball. A lot of amateurs struggle there, right? Keep that trail side back.
Oh, hugely. And this is often a real breakthrough moment for golfers when they get it.
Yeah.
Most of the dynamic action at impact is happening on the trail side.
Really? More trail side than lead side?
In terms of what needs to move correctly to allow impact, yes. That trail hip and trail knee absolutely must move towards the ball. They cannot stay back.
Why not? What happens if they stay back?
Think about it. If your trail hip hangs back, how can your body rotate fully? You can't. You physically block your own rotation.
Ah, okay. Locks you up.
Completely. And if you can't rotate properly, you certainly can't achieve that natural flowing extension post-impact. So impact, hands and arms, slightly trail side to center, pelvis open, shoulder square, trail arms still slightly bent, and that trail hip and knee driving towards the ball.
Okay, okay. Now, This leads us to something that kind of flies in the face of a lot of old school advice, the whole stay down thing.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Probably one of the most damaging myths in golf instruction, honestly.
Really, stay down is bad.
Staying down too long is bad. Trying to keep your chest pointed at the ground way past impact. That's what causes that hunched over arms folding look, that bird dogging thing.
Like you're sniffing the ground.
Exactly. And it physically prevents proper extension. People are terrified of coming up out of the shot. They think it causes thin shots or tops.
Yeah, that's the fear. Lifting your head, coming up.
But the reality is, good ball strikers do move upward through impact. It's essential. The data is crystal clear on this, that upward movement is part of what creates good contact and extension.
Wow. Okay, so staying down leads to the chicken wing, the fold. How does the body actually create the extension if it's moving up? What happens after impact?
Right, it's all about the post-impact sequence. So you've hit the ball,
Right.
now the pelvis continues to tuck and it starts to rise.
Rising. Okay.
Your lead leg straightens,
Right.
extends, and your chest, which was square-ish at impact, now rotates and starts to point upwards, towards the sky a bit.
Chest up, lead leg straightens, pelvis rises.
Yes. And that combination of upward and rotational movement from your body,
Mhm.
that is what stretches your arms out, naturally. It's not a push.
The body is pulling them long.
Exactly. Hips forward and under, torso lifts and rotates.
Mm.
It just pulls the arms into extension. If you stay down, stay bent over, your hands have nowhere to go but close to your body or artificially lifted. That's your chicken wing right there.
Okay, so the extension is a consequence of the body standing up and turning.
Standing up while turning, yes. It's that dynamic combination. True extension comes from that upward drive of the pelvis and torso.
That completely reframes it. And you have that analogy, the camera on the chest. Help me visualize that
Yeah,
again.
imagine you mount a camera flat on your chest,
Yeah.
pointing straight out from it, perpendicular.
Okay.
As you swing through and past impact, your chest starts rotating and tilting upwards, right?
Right, like we just said.
Well, if you're doing it correctly, your arms stay under that camera lens. They stay connected to your body's rotation. They get stretched out, sure, but they're still moving in sync with your torso turning and lifting.
Ah, so they don't fly off on their own path.
Exactly. Keeps everything connected. Helps prevent that early release or flipping of the club head too, because the body is still in control, pulling everything through.
Okay, so the feeling is body lifts the club, not the arms. How can we, drill this, get the feel for it? Because telling myself to stand up might just make me stand up too early or in the wrong way.
Good point. Yeah, you need to feel the sequence. A really good one is the resistance drill.
Resistance drill, okay.
You set up normally. Then you can have someone gently hold your lead hip, or you can brace your lead foot against a wall, or even just consciously try to keep that lead hip from spinning open too fast.
Okay, restricting the hip turn a bit.
Yeah. Now, the goal is to feel like you rotate and push through the impact using your core, your pelvis tucking and rising, and your torso turning, not by throwing your arms at it.
Feel it in the core and the body engine.
Exactly. And when you do this right, you'll finish balanced, feeling extended, but your arms will be in basically the same relationship to your torso as they were at impact.
Ah, they haven't run off on their own.
Right. The drill really highlights how little the arms need to do independently when the body provides the extension. It's about the body repeating its motion, rising and turning.
That makes a lot of sense. And you said this isn't just for the long game. It applies to chipping and pitching, too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Massively. That feeling of club stave down, body comes up, through impact, it can totally transform your short game.
How so?
Cleaner contact, much more consistency.
Yeah.
You stop digging, stop sculling as much. It gets your low point control really dialed in. It's such a fundamental principle. Understanding this helps everywhere.
Non-negotiable, you said.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're serious about playing well.
So let's look at the data again. Motion capture. What are the big differences you see between pros who extend properly and amateurs who struggle? Is it subtle?
Yes. Not subtle, no. Often quite dramatic, actually.
Okay.
You see pros, and there's clear upward movement in the pelvis and the torso post-impact. Their hands track beautifully, staying sort of under the chest line, deep into the follow-through.
Connected.
Very connected. Amateurs. Often the opposite. Pelvis stays pointing down or level for too long. Torso stays bent over. And then the hands. They often lift independently, trying to create extension or height because the body isn't doing it.
The fake extension?
Yeah, the fake extension. Arms lift, but the body posture is still collapsed. There's no real stretch or tension through the system, like from the trail thigh up through the core to the lead shoulder. That whole chain is broken.
And sometimes that's physical, right? Not just technique.
Oh, definitely. We see it all the time. Tight hip flexors, tight IT band, maybe core mobility issues. These
Uh,
things can physically prevent you from getting into that correct sequence and achieving extension. So you
yeah.
can make compensations.
Right. Worth getting checked out if you feel stuck.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's not just the swing thought, it's the body's capability.
So, okay, another drill maybe, besides the resistance one. Something to train that body extension.
Yeah, the push ball drill is great for feeling the body drive.
Push.
And you
Ah,
take like a medicine ball or even just a heavy basketball, something with a bit of weight. You stand facing a net or a wall,
okay.
and the goal is to push that ball forward into the screen using your body, not by throwing it with your arms. You're trying to generate the force from your pelvis tucking and rising, your torso rotating and extending upwards.
Feel the body doing the work.
Exactly. It trains you to finish in that powerful, stretched posture.
Hmm.
Hips under, torso tall and rotated, arms maintaining that connection really helps feel the body lead.
Okay, lots to think about. So, bringing this all together, if someone's listening and thinking, okay, I want that extension, what's the main takeaway for them out on the course?
I think the biggest thing is to stop thinking about extension as reaching towards the target with your arms.
Right, not straight out.
No, it's more of a diagonal move. It's upward and around, and it's led by the body. That often feels really weird at first if you're an arm swinger or a stay-down person.
Counterintuitive again.
Very.
Yeah.
Because chasing it with just your arms, trying to force them straight, it's a recipe for disaster. Bad habits, poor contact, you're fighting your own biomechanics.
So, how do you start? Trying this with a driver seems intimidating.
Oh, definitely. Don't start with the driver. Start small. This is crucial. Take it to the chipping green or the range, hit 20, maybe 30-yard pick
Tiny
shots,
shots.
tiny shots,
Yeah.
and just focus on that feeling. Pelvis tucks and rises, torso turns and lifts through the shot. Feel how that moves the club.
Get the body sequence right on a small scale.
Exactly. You'll likely find your contact gets way better almost immediately.
Yeah.
And that builds the foundation, the feel for the bigger swing. Build it up slowly.
So, this isn't just like one way to swing. You're saying this body-led extension, this upward movement, it's fundamental.
It really is. I call it a must-do.
Yeah.
Other parts of the swing, grip, stance, backswing plane. There's some wiggle room, some style variations you see even among pros.
Sure, look at Furyk versus Wolf or someone.
Right. But this proper body extension through impact,
Mm.
driven by the pelvis and torso rising and rotating, you see that in virtually all high-level players.
Mm.
Once you see the 3D data, it's undeniable. Just
Ah.
efficient mechanics.
Non-negotiable for power and consistency.
And for avoiding injury, too, often. It's that fundamental.
Okay. Wow. So it makes you think then. If such a key part of a powerful golf swing involves moving up when so many of us were religiously taught to stay down, what other big ideas, maybe in golf or even elsewhere, might we have backwards simply because we're copying a look without understanding the real forces creating it?
That is a great question to ponder. How often are we just mimicking the surface without grasping the underlying dynamics?